Super Clever 1972 here with another video. Um, I'll get to what I was going to say. Obviously, let's tackle the first thing, which is what this video is primarily about, which is Blu-ray pickups. Um, I've got three movies to show you. Um, the thing about these Blu-rays that I picked up, I didn't buy them like today or yesterday. I bought them maybe a month back or something, closer to when my credit card cycle had started, and I just felt, maybe it was the previous month. I don't know, but anyways, um, so I had the movies in my possession, but I had this way of thinking that if I buy a Blu-ray or DVD on a credit card, that the payment for that DVD or Blu-ray should go through. I should pay the bill first, and then I can watch a Blu-ray or DVD, because I'm still owing money on it, and I just feel like I can't really watch it. I mean, I can watch it, but I don't feel like it. I did watch parts of each of them, but I didn't really watch them completely. And I think I've seen all these movies at least once. Well, a few of them, yes. But anyways, let's get to it. So this is a movie. I'm not a Trekkie, but I'm not a non. Well, I like some Star Trek stuff. Is kind of interesting, but when I was a kid, about the age of 10 or so, E.T. and Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan were playing at the same time. So my brother and my father and I went to go see E.T. and it was sold out, basically. We did see it later, but it was sold out. So we went to see another movie that I really wanted to see as well, and that was this movie, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. And I do have this film on DVD, but this is a Blu-ray, and I think it has more special features on it than the previous DVD had. I'm not quite sure on that. It has a director's cut and original theatrical release. I bought this movie for a friend of mine on YouTube. So I decided, why not get the same thing and see what it looks like. I haven't seen the director's cut, but I have seen the theatrical release, based on the fact that I've seen it many times off of cable. I used to, like, when it was on cable, I'd watch it over and over again. I didn't have cable, but my father took my brother and I to visit one of the people that he worked with in Virginia Beach, and they had HBO, so I was watching it constantly, and I taped it off the television. I could quote lines from it. I like Khan. Not that I like him, but he's a very interesting character, and the story to this film. You don't really have to be a Trekkie in order to grasp what's happening. It stands alone as a good film. What the motivations of the characters like Khan and Spock and Kirk, you get to see why they do what they do. I think it's not a bad movie. I think it's pretty good. And I've seen this film at the Jacob Burns Film Center in Pleasantville, New York. The director was there to answer questions, Nicholas Meyer, and a few things. The question he says he gets asked the most is, in this movie, you see Ricardo Montalban's abs, and people ask him, are those really his abs? Because they're very ripped, they're very muscular, and he always says yes, you know. And he's passed away, Ricardo Montalban, so is Leonard Nimoy. And a friend of mine was saying that William Shatner is now 90, maybe. So it's still in good health. And then, the other thing is a really good composer. What's his name? James Horner, who did lots of other scores for other movies. Titanic. He's done a lot of movies. I think he did Avatar. But he's one of the big guys, you know, one of the big composers. And I think this was his initial film, his very first film that he did. So yeah, you get a commentary on here by the director on both versions. You get a commentary. I don't know who this is. I can't read it. Well, whatever. So, but yeah, enough of that. So let's get to the next film. This is a film I've been thinking of buying. Finally bought it, and again, same case as Star Trek II. Oh, by the way, when I saw this in the theater, sort of like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, when you buy Raiders of the Lost Ark these days, it says Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But the original title for Indiana Jones, the first one, was Raiders of the Lost Ark. So when you watch a movie, all you see is Raiders of the Lost Ark at the beginning credits. And if you bought the video cassettes back in the 80s, before they changed the titling, you would see Raiders of the Lost Ark. So they've added that on. Just a little thing to talk about. And when they showed this in the theaters originally, it didn't say Star Trek II, it said Star Trek. I think that's sort of like the case with Star Wars. Maybe Star Wars, it didn't say Episode 4 when it initially came out, and then later on they put in Episode 4 on the crawl, the titles, the lettering, you know, at the start of the film. Anyways, so this is a film that has two different versions on it. And I wanted to fill out my Leone collection a little more, so I got this one. Once Upon a Time in America with Robert De Niro, James Woods, I think Joe Pesci's in this, Elizabeth McGovern. Music is by Ennio Morricone. He's a really great composer. He's done some really good films. Of course, his most famous would be Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And Mike, Gray 1951, I think you said that, is it Tuesday Weld? Or is it somebody else? Was you looked for the scenes in this film that featured that character? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Tuesday Weld. Maybe it's somebody else. So, but in any case, yeah. So, oh yeah, it is. Yes, Tuesday Weld right there. I see now. Treat Williams. I've heard that name, but I can't place it. I think it's written by Sergio Leone. A lot of writers. Produced by Arnon Mitchell. I don't know. But this has, let's see, extended director's cut. I think another cut too. So this is long. I don't know. It's like 5 hours or something, or 4 hours. It's long. Yeah. And last off, and I just noticed this today. It got me a little. It's sort of obsessive compulsive, but not to the degree that some other collectors are. You know, like my Time Bandits Criterion. It has a lenticular cover, so when you move it, the image changes. But I put the Time Bandits Criterion in the back of my car, you know, where on the back window of the car, and the sun beat down upon it and it bent it, you know. So but I'm not going to buy another. I don't have a lot of money, so I'm not going to buy another Criterion lenticular cover. This is a limited edition. There's only 125,000 of these. This is the 50th anniversary, and I ripped a little of the cover, just a tiny bit, but it's kind of annoying that I ripped it. It's a winner of 11 Academy Awards. It's a 1959 Best Picture. Some of you already know probably what this is. It's Ben-Hur, and this is the one I wanted to have. And I got this off of eBay because I was thinking of buying it off of Amazon, off of Barnes & Noble, but I have a Barnes & Noble credit card, and when you spend up to $2,500 on the Barnes & Noble credit card, you get a $25 gift certificate to any Barnes & Noble store or to their store online. And the Criterion sale's coming up, and I get these gift certificates. In fact, I'm wondering if I lost one. I got another one for $50 from my cousin's family, and I still think I have that. I took them out of my wallet so they wouldn't slip out again. And so I have a $50 gift certificate for Barnes & Noble, and then I have a $25 from my credit card. I think I'm going to get another $25 one coming up very soon because of the money I've spent on my credit card. So I think it was like $60 or something off of Amazon or Barnes & Noble for this. And I said to myself, I probably can get it sealed and brand new off of eBay, not used. And I got it for half the price. I got it for like $30. So, I thought that wasn't a bad deal, So it's newly stored and remastered here. It's new feature-length documentary, Charlton Heston and Ben-Hur, a personal journey, never before seen personal journal, book, exclusive production art book. And then the disc 1 and 2 are the film. Disc 3 has the documentary, and also it has some special features. It has the 1925 silent film. I think with my 10 Commandments, I think DeMille made a silent of that as well, and I think it comes with the 50s 10 Commandments that Charlton Heston also was in. But anyways, going back to this, Thames television restoration with stereophonic orchestral score by Carl Davis. Oh, that's for the silent version. Carl Davis also did a score for Napoleon by Abel Gance that is available in the UK on their region players, but not here. 2005 documentary, Ben-Hur, the epic that changed cinema. 1994 documentary, Ben-Hur, the making of an epic. Ben-Hur, a journey through pictures. Audiovisual recreation via stills, storyboard sketches, music and dialogue, screen tests, highlights from the 1960 Academy Awards, telecasts, and newsreels. So let's open this up and take a look at it. So it's a really nice case. I like the artwork. It's very beautiful. So you take this off, and you get a book in here. So get that nice book. One of the reasons I bought this was because of the chariot race and wanting to know how the chariot race was done. It was one of the most famous stuntmen of all time was involved with that, Yakima Canute. And back in those days, they didn't use CGI for crowd scenes. They used it, tons of people, The novel of this, the movie is based on, Ben-Hur, was written by a Confederate soldier from the Civil War. So that's the literary source for this film. There's a famous um, galley, the slave ship. You know what this film makes me think of? It makes me think of Gladiator. Because I think in both cases, um, I mean, I think a lot of people have seen Gladiator by now, but I'll say spoiler because I don't. If you haven't seen Gladiator and you want to watch Gladiator, you don't want to know what happened. Let me see. I'll tell you. I'll say what I'm going to say right now. I'll tell you when I'm starting, and then I'll tell you when you can come back. Fast forward and come back. I'll say it now, and then after I say it, give me another 10 seconds. So let me say it. I'll say it when I say now. Then after I say that, I'll get the spoiler, and then when the 30 seconds of that is up after now, then you can rejoin the video. So now, so Maximus, I think that's the name of Russell Crowe's character, becomes a slave. First he's a soldier, then he becomes a slave. So that's the same case in this particular movie. And there's references to Christ in here as well. So I haven't seen this film in a long, long, long time. I mean, long. I didn't really keep track of the spoiler now thing. I think I did it okay. But I think most people have seen, well, a fair amount of people might have seen Ben-Hur, but I think a lot of people have seen Gladiator by now. And you know what? They must have relied on matte paintings. Matte paintings were used before CGI. They were used in Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom. Like with the what do you call that? Big building, a warehouse with boxes at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you see there's a portion of the matte painting where they put the filmed part of it, of the guy moving the box with the ark in it into one of the parts of the warehouse. The rest of the warehouse is a painting. Same thing with Temple of Doom. When Indy and Kate Capshaw and Short Stack or Short Stop or whatever, they're when they get out of the rail car or whatever on the tracks, and they go to the sides of this open cave, and water comes out of it, into a gorge, without that those sides of the cave, not cave, the sides of the mountain face or rock face or whatever. That's a matte painting, and what's that company? ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, did that. They did matte paintings in Star Wars. So I would think they did it in Ben-Hur as well. So, and then you get a book. Oh well, actually before the book you get the Blu-rays here. And you see the chariot race. Of course, I got to be careful. I don't get too particular about if I get my thumbprint on a disc. I don't really care because usually when I watch it on my TV, don't notice anything, no flaws, nothing. I'd really have to do something to make that happen. And then okay, so the video is almost, well, the video is sort of almost finished. I've got to make an announcement after this about upcoming videos. I'm almost done with the Ben-Hur part. So this is I guess it's a diary of Charlton Heston's. Slip cover there, or whatever. So, production thing. Photos. Oh, another interesting fact about Ben-Hur, it was filmed in Italy at a studio called Cinecittà, which Fellini filmed at. They filmed Gangs of New York there. It's not as big as it once was. I think at the time when they made Ben-Hur, they were using all the sets at Cinecittà. Cinecittà in Italian, I think, means Cinema City or something like that. So that's the diary or book or whatever. Okay, so, and just the back there. So, anyways, okay, so that's that for the Blu-ray pickups. So let me just take it just a few minutes here and talk about GarageBand. I've been working on some GarageBand songs. Last few days I have. And I'm trying to, think of new ways to make music and change things around, and maybe I'm going in a circle. I'm not quite sure. I think some of my GarageBand songs are better than others. I tend to go on tangents. That's why when you look at my GarageBand videos on my channel, not my earliest ones. My earliest ones were like 3 to 5 minutes long, but my later ones with my guitars, some with my MIDI keyboard, are, they're up in the 10 minute, 15 minute, mark. I'm trying to do things I tried to do chord progression sort of, I think that was yesterday. I put my fingers on different frets. I didn't really know what the sound I would get, so I just tried a few fret changes. I guess those are chords. And I just tried it out a little, and then I recorded it. And I think I'm going to cut up one of them and put some of the guitar playing on one track and the other part of the guitar playing on the other track. So what you'll hear is the same guitar being played at the same time, even though both of those parts that you hear were recorded at separate times. Like the first guitar you'll hear that was, if you heard the track in its original format, you would hear that first part at the earlier part of the GarageBand song, and then the second guitar that you hear that would be going while you hear the first guitar. That would be the same guitar that you're hearing from the start, from the early draft of the song, and it would be the latter part of the song. So I would cut it and paste it underneath, something like that, And I think I'm editing them more, like chopping them up more and deleting parts. I did that a little with some of my songs. I'm thinking of doing other things, like, because it's hard to do tempo, because what I want to do is I want to speed up a song, slow it down, speed it up, slow it down. And I think you can do that in Pro Tools. I think you can do that on Logic, which are like GarageBand kind of programs, but are more expensive. And I asked somebody on YouTube, I think his YouTube channel is GarageBand and Beyond. And he told me, because there was a chat, I asked him, can you change the tempo while you're recording a song? And he said, yes, there's a master track and you can change the tempo there. But I haven't figured it out. So what I have thought of doing is recording some guitar, speeding it up, saving that, and then playing some slowed down guitar playing on another track while the faster part is playing. So you'll hear fast and slower guitar playing at the same time. So I don't know. It can be a headache. I can get frustrated. Sometimes I listen to my stuff after I've played it, and I think it's a bunch of crap. And I think some of the stuff I've put on YouTube is a bunch of crap. Like I think there's a song called "Never Surrender," and I'm trying to remember. It's got a picture of a Julius Caesar statue or something like that. That might be a bad song, but there are other ones I'm more proud of, like "Heaviest Stone," which is like a Valhalla picture on it. "Time to Go to the Club," which I think might be my most watched GarageBand video, which just shows a picture of like a club with lights in it. That's got like 70 views or something like that. And there's a few other ones I like "Beginning of Time," which shows like a space picture. What's the other one? Ghosts of Future Past with a picture of Nietzsche. And that I like that one because I think I did that on the Epiphone, and I just did adjustments on the amps. I think I did both the analog amp and the computer amp, and I did all these adjustments, pedal adjustments and distortion and echo and filter and delay and reverb. I just set it certain ways. And I did play the guitar, but it basically just, once I played a little, it just went its own way. So in a way, I didn't really compose it. I don't really compose, I just experiment. But with that particular song, I didn't really do anything per se. I just hit some strings. I did sort of. I slid the pick on the string, but that's another one. There's one that's kind of abstract. I think I like it, but I don't know what people think of it. It's called. I wish I could remember the name of the song. You know what? I'll put the title right here when I remember. I can't remember, but I guess that's what happens when you get to be 46, But all right, so look out for those videos. I have no idea when they're coming because they're sort of stopping and starting, and they're quite a lot of work to finish. To figure out what to take out, what to put in, what to add. I got to put drums in. I might put a bass in. GarageBand has changed their program. I updated my Mac from Yosemite to Mojave, and they don't have Songwriter. I guess they have Songwriter on GarageBand, but I don't know how to find it, and I don't know how the drums can change from chorus to verse, and the different. Because what it gave you when I started it off with Yosemite, it would give you a drum track that said, I think, verse. And then another drum track, I think it was chorus maybe, and the chorus would be a different set of drum beats than the verse. But now they just give you just one set of drum beats. But I think I see Songwriter in there. I don't know. I'm babbling on. I think I've said enough. Thanks for watching, everybody. I've watched a bunch of movies. I've got kind of lazy, but I'm thinking maybe I'll show not show them all because I watch them online, streaming. But I'll review the films I've watched. I'll try to remember most of them. Then I'll try to get back on track and record the movies that I watch on my phone again. I sort of let go for a while on that. Um, and then one last thing, on Criterion Channel, they had this special group of feature films that leaves after this June, and it's called Columbia Noir. It's noir films from Columbia Pictures, and they had a lot of good ones on there. And I'd like to do a separate video on that. So, but I don't know exactly when I'll tackle that. I think I should listen to the commentary for In a Lonely Place, which is part of the part of those noirs. So, all right, enough chatter. Thanks for watching, and comments are welcome as always. Bye now.